Welcome back. Welcome back. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing out there? Not doing too bad. So yesterday, right away, check this out, Great American Bash. '07, one of my favorite pay-per-views. It's non-WrestleMania and Royal Rumble stuff like that. It was a good show. Bobby Lashley versus John Cena. But I'm not here to promote that. So you guys know yesterday I was reviewing my 31-year anniversary show. And you guys know me as well, as when I was reviewing it, I was like, all right, I'll just type it up and stuff like that. But man, that's so much stuff to type up because I've got like 8 or 9 matches that I want to review. And I'm going to be honest with them. Because like I said, it's been forever since I've been in a ring. And shout out to Hank Calhoun, Jeremy Perry for people reaching out for a wrestling ring. I haven't reached out to them because I'm afraid that they'll turn me down and they'll laugh at me. Because I just want to have this one last match with my boys. That's all I want. I don't ask for much. Trust me, I don't ask for much. Soon I'll be asking. But right now, I want to review the 31-year anniversary show. The moments were great. Editing and stuff like that was really good too. But I want to talk about my matches. So you guys know me. I started out as a backyarder, and backyard is not was the best place to try it out to do it, just get trained and everything like that. So I got lucky enough to access at the time Eric Malbert and Kathy Wise showed me to the Great and Powerful Dark Angel, Bounty Hunter, and Phil, and the rest of those guys. They showed me how to get into independent wrestling, so that's what happened. But right now, I want to talk about my wrestling matches that I had in the past. Now, might I say, when I first started, I was green, brand new in the business, coming from being a yarder, and I thought I was the stuff, and I literally got the crap kicked out of me because I thought I was the ish. Because my ego got the best of me, and I literally got the crap kicked out of me because of it. So I deserved it, and helped set up the ring and stuff like that. And I still do to this day. You never stop paying your dues in professional wrestling. Um, Wrestling is like a paradise, man. You got to, in order to get in the business, man, it's very, very protective. You have to work your way up to it. You have to do tons of things to do it. And like I said, I still help set up the ring here and there, but I should do it a lot more often than I should. But again, I love the business. I referee, I do camera, I promote. I've done it all in professional wrestling, and then an indie circuit wise. So some people thought I just started out as doing your backyard. No, I've done independent wrestling. Started back in 1998, the Great and Powerful Dark Angel Power Slam 2000. But I'm just getting everybody a little thing because I told people I do it, and I thought I've done wrestling. But right now, I want to give you my review of my anniversary show. So you guys know me. I had the Pineapple Express versus me and Brett. We're supposed to have our match, and then we're gonna have a triple threat match into a whole show. And you guys know that changed because I had to, you know, have for my kids to eat, and then yeah, so my kids had to eat. But we did a hype up of the videos that we did. So we had tons of crazy stuff with that. That was awesome. But again, yeah. Now my first thing that I had was a first ever storyline I worked with Dark Angel. I didn't know this was going to happen. Next thing you know, I was at the library and I see my name on a flyer. I wish I had the picture of that. And it was Jeff Landis versus Dark Angel. Cool. So I got to be a part of that show where I got to do a storyline with Dark Angel. Now, that was my first time being in a ring. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. I'll never forget about that day. It's definitely a big career highlight of my day. He took me underneath his wing. Again, my ego got the best of me back then. I didn't listen to him, and I regret every minute of it. But we talked when the Facebook days first started. But me and him were talking about doing a retirement match with him and me in a retirement match, but I don't know what happened with that. He passed away a couple years ago. Angel, um, I owe a lot to you. I know you'd be proud of me from the stuff I've done recently with interviews, big name wrestlers and stuff like that too. That was a great day. And then NAPW, I got to be in a battle royal. Now my ego was the best of me that day because I was like bragging and obviously doing my stuff and Terry and Jeff didn't like me at the time because my ego got the best of me. But again, I was in that battle royal, the first guy out because again I was green, brand new, started in the business, and I was blessed to be in that. This next match was with Wild Thing that I had. Um, so yeah, the promoter Damien called us up. Hey, what are you and Sean doing? Nothing. Well, you want to be on a card? And next thing you know, I had a match with Wild Thing. Now, me and Wild Thing, man, we had a great match. Granted, I wasn't the greatest wrestler around by doing it, but man, I got to do my own moves. We had to go back and forth, like a wrestling match does, man. The crowd loved that day. The crowd loved that whole match. It was the match of the night, from what Damien told us. And man, that was one of my favorite matches of all time. And I wanted to eventually lead. Hold on, I gotta. Sorry, I we're gonna lead to do a feud with them. Eventually, we're gonna lead to a ladder match, but then things change. And then me versus BT. So at the time, me and FWWA was having problems at the time. I was like, hey, let me get to wrestle BT. So I got to have a wrestling match with BT. Me and BT go way back and personal, but I don't want to go to that. But we had a match at Fort Wayne Wrestling Association, and we talked things out. And man, the match was horrible. I mean, the match was straight goose egg crap. I mean, it's like, ugh. But man, we got the crowd. The crowd loved it. The crowd hated me. The crowd guys was like calling me hunchback and all kinds of things. But man, just man, that match was horrible. I mean, he didn't listen to me, and I was trying to make it to where it was back and forth because me and him was got down battles back in the day, and we used to go back and forth, and it was just great. But that day just was horrible. But again, the crowd booed me. I loved it, and I wish it would have been better, but it is what it is. Again, the reason why I'm showing my matches from back in the day because people don't remember that I did wrestling in the ring, and wrestling in the ring is like paradise to me. It's like I just love wrestling business, man. You don't understand. It's hard to get into wrestling business. And being in a wrestling ring, man, I love it, bro. I love it to death because in that very ring, man, not many people get to be inside of it. But again, that's why I always take pictures of the wrestling ring because you never know it might be your last. And then we had Wicked Thunder versus me and Sean. In Ohio City, we had a 2 out of 3 falls match. The first fall was a regular falls match. Regular fall was a pinfalls, count anywhere, then in the submission match. So at the time, me and Sean were like having bad. This person was in his ear. This person was in my ear. Just ego got the best of us, man. But we had 2 out of 3 falls out of Ohio City with Wild Thunder. We had tag team championships shots. That was kind of cool. I love that, man. We were just green and obviously we lost the first fall, second fall we won, third fall they won. But again, it was just a great day, man. I mean, yeah, it was hot as hell in Ohio City, but man, it was great. But I just some of these matches I'm gonna talk about. I didn't have no offense. I was just pretty much the guy who's lost every. I've never won a match in independent wrestling, but the 2 out of 3 falls match. But that was just it wasn't a straight. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, that was a good match. Had a good time, great time. The third one, or the other one was Wilder's. Rest in peace, Garrick and Matt. Um, so I was in the back, and Jimmy Kakuya didn't. Jimmy Kakuya's partner didn't show up. So in the back, I was trash talking the Wilders and just being fun. And next thing you know, they literally beat the crap out of me in that match. I mean, they literally chopped the crap, beat me up in that match. Didn't get that much offense, and I literally got crap kicked out of me because of because of my ego. But again, when you're green in the wrestling business, you get the crap kicked out of you no matter what. Chops and Apollo Star was chopping me the same day. I got to work with him too. So again, I wish I had better training at that match, but I was lucky enough to be in Huntington, Indiana to do that match. And the other was a Quadzilla match, where it was me, Sean versus Wild Thunder, Legion, Randy, and Jason, and then Hell's Wrath, rest in peace, Chuck, and rest in peace, Matt, and versus Hell's Wrath, Wicked Thunder, and Legion, and us. It was a Quadzilla match. We got some pinfalls and we got a great time. We going back forward, Damien, and Damien just literally tossed me around like a rag doll. Did the whole Shawn Michaels thing where hey, just knocked me down and really kicked me. But man, that was a good time, man. Then next was Zero Talent Wrestling. When me and Ace Jones at the time got along, and we had a promotion called Zero Talent Wrestling. Well, we brought in Jeremy Bennett, and we are supposed to have a triple threat match. And that triple threat match was supposed to be me, him, and Ace Jones, but I got busted open in that match. Kind of wish I would have done that match. That match wasn't the greatest, but I was manager of Sean Armstrong. Um, yeah. So has been part of TV before, but it aired on TV and it says it aired in a long time. And then next would be me when I managed Jimmy Jacobs. So we were in the back, and I was supposed to manage Rosie and Jason Maples at the time to face Mike King and Tommy Cage, in which they put me in the Mickey No Two driver and beat the crap out of me. So that led to me bringing in Rosie, and we're sitting in the back, and Jimmy Jacobs was like, "Hey, I need a manager," because I was all dressed up and everything. So that's happened. Jimmy Jacobs, I became his manager against Doink, and I worked with Doink back in the day when I first started. Me and Sean did with Luscious Leroy and his manager against Doink and them at Sunset Hall, which I wish we had the footage of that. I wish we did. There's a lot of lost footage that I'm going to talk about here in a couple of days. But I just wish that I had that footage of that. But it was Jake Oman versus Jimmy Jacobs in Muncie, Indiana. And I got to manage an Extreme Wrestling Federation. Now I've done referee in the EWF and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'll be a manager there. So had a great time with that. I got to work with Jimmy Jacobs. I got to actually interview Jimmy Jacobs a couple of years ago, and I showed the match again, and that was pretty cool. And then the last match that we had was the boys did their own match. They were just kids, just messing around, having fun. Throw this away because I don't really need it. But the boys had their match, and then they ended up having their match, and when they had their match, pretty much, yeah. So that's what happened. The boys had a match to mess around with, so it kind of makes sense with what's going on. So again, I was brand new in the wrestling business. I wasn't the greatest wrestler around. I was just now getting started in the business in itself. So again, I understand why I had to earn my spot and got the crap kicked out of me. But again, sometimes I wish I had some offensive stuff on what I want to do. But I really want to do this match with the boys because I want to do my last time in a wrestling ring. Last time in a wrestling ring, I don't ask much for very much people, but I want to do my last match. These 20 minutes in a ring with my boys. So that's my review of my anniversary show. Hopefully you guys liked it. I'm being honest with you. I didn't have that much offense back then because I was never won a wrestling match in a ring. Never, ever won a wrestling match in a ring. But being in a wrestling ring is like paradise, man. Being in a wrestling ring is like heaven because not many people get to be in it. And again, like I said, I just want to give you guys my review of my semi-retirement show, which will be October 15th at 7 p.m. on Landis Entertainment Network. So, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I will be hopefully get the match with my boys, but I wanted to show my review. I was going to go on Facebook and type it out, but man, it had been a long-ass sentence, long-ass thing. So I thought, I'm good with the video. I like being in front of the camera, so there you go. So I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I'll see you later. Again, that's my opinion of the 31-year anniversary show. I don't regret it. I'm glad I was able to put my matches on it. So I'll see you guys later. I'm out like a knockout.